So apparently, more bad news for people working at DC Comics. Apparently, a bunch of freelancers have been furloughed, sacked, given the mop. Yeah, really had no way of segueing into that. It's always sad to see someone lose their job or not have a means of income. And I want to give my thoughts on this, but first I wanted to read the article so there's full context. And the title reads, "The week several DC comic creators realized they were out of work." Bleeding Cool understands that this month a number of DC Comics writers and artists realized that their up-and-coming works for DC Comics may not be quite as up-and-coming as they thought. They discovered this, in some cases, by reading the DC Comics solicitations for March 2021. The reduction in the number of titles, as well as contracts being previously signed with creators who were meant to be working on the 5G line, have meant that a number of creators without such contracts have been jettisoned from their titles. And with editorial numbers being decimated over the last year, it seems that whoever was meant to inform such creators of the change in up and coming work may not have told everyone. Cue a number of phone calls, email threads, and even an occasional "What's up" shout out with longtime DC creators looking for work. With a flurry of editors at Marvel, Dark Horse, IDW, Boom, Dynamite, and the like receiving "Hey, I'm suddenly unavailable" message. Expect to see a few creators who are all but only known for their work at DC Comics popping up in solicitations in months to come. It also doesn't help that while DC Comics has created more anthology titles and titles with backup strips, the number of titles and total page count of work being created has dropped dramatically. In March this year, DC Comics solicited 62 new items totaling to 2,632 pages, though the amount of artwork generated is less, as this includes advertising and editorial pages, costing $281, made up of $49, $399, and $9, $499 titles. In December, DC Comics was soliciting 52 new items, totaling to 2,352 pages, consisting of $286 made up of 29 $399 comic book and 9 $499 titles. In March 2021, DC Comics has solicited 39 items totaling 1,896 pages, consisting of $221 made up of 16 $399 and 12 $499, dubbed "Stepping Over the Line" at $499. While other publishers have seen reductions, DC titles numbers have dropped by over a third in a year, and the $499 price point has jumped, and those creating that art have to find somewhere else to go. And I'm hoping that's all and that my printer didn't leave some stuff out, but yeah, that's the gist of it. People are losing work, and I do kind of feel sorry for them. I really do, despite the fact they work for a company that seems to be going the way of Marvel. But AT&T and Warner, I guess, are needing to cut some dead weight, and they unfortunately were the dead weight. That or DC just decided they don't need them anymore, which sucks for these freelancers. Good news, that's more people who can go work for these other companies, or, as I would suggest, go to work in indie comics. Because a lot of these mainstream comic brands, they either seem to be dying or to be run by idiots who let their employees do stupid stuff all the time, say stupid stuff all the time, and just in general act like asshats all the time. Plus, with indie comics, you don't have to work on established ideas. You can actually make your own and see how those fare. As long as you promote it well, you should do good. Just develop a fan base, which is basically what I'm trying to do. Except, well, no, they might fare better. And it's just, again, like I said, sad. But either go to indie or go to these other companies and find work. And I hope they get this work because, for all I know, some of these people are talented individuals who do good work and don't deserve to be sacked like they have been. I say that to say this, though. I, however, do not feel sorry for DC. Whatever crap is happening to them, they deserve it. The employees don't, although some of their employees have been acting like douche canoes and have been making crappy products like someone who should not be named, Tom King. Sorry, I had to cough up a hack there. But yeah, this seems to just be a recurring thing with comics. The mainstream comic industry seems to be dying, at least in America. Manga and Bandai seem to be doing better than ever, which is good. I wish them nothing but the best because at least over there, their employees don't seem to be acting like douchebags to their customers. They seem to be putting out fine products like the Elric comic, and well, that's the only one I'm reading so far. I'll have to find some others in the future to read. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's kind of sad that that these people are just the casualty. Well, the employees who have been sacked. It sucks that they have to be the casualties of this, but they should be blamed. They should probably blame DC for this and AT&T and Warner. AT&T and Warner because, well, they're the boss, and when you're the boss, unfortunately, that means you have to take a lot of punishment or the blame sometimes. Us, that doesn't mean you have to. But I think they could blame some of the people at DC in charge who are just doing all this crap because they seem to be going the way of Marvel. Marvel used to be like a normal comic book company. Then Disney took over, and then they started just injecting diatribes of crap into their dialogue, tried injecting politics. And it wouldn't surprise me if DC has done this as well. In fact, I would bet money they are doing that. If you are a DC reader and you've seen some of this crap, please let me know if I'm wrong or not. But yeah, DC, the company, I don't feel sorry for. As much as I love Red Hood, and it would suck to see that character's story not continue, I would not feel sorry for DC if they just crumbled one day, went the way of the dodo bird. And they will have deserved every bit of it because they have refused to adapt. The Kung Flu did not help the situation. And the fact that a lot of content creators have been alienating their customers, constantly blocking them left and right for just saying, hey, we don't like this crap, or disagreeing with them politically. Like if those asshats lost their jobs, I would be ecstatic, to be quite honest with you, because they think they are rock stars, that they are better than everyone. And I'm happy to see their industry suffer because they have proven they do not give the faintest of shits about the people that pay them for what they make. I have been telling them frequently to stop buying their books, which I hope everyone complies with because these people do not deserve your money. But besides that, I actually have no idea where I was going with this. My point is, DC and Marvel are both filled with douche canoes who deserve to lose money. Marvel slightly more because they're connected to Disney, but that's just my thought and opinion. And this is mainly me reacting to this article that I actually found out about because of Yellow Flash and Clownfish TV, and I just wanted to put my thoughts on it. This is just me putting my thoughts out there, hoping maybe to talk to some people with this on here that are on Twitter, although Twitter is a shit show, to be quite honest with you. It's a bastion of crazies. Or at least that's where a lot of crazy people congregate. But yeah, those are just my thoughts, and that was the article. Again, I feel sorry for these employees who lost their jobs, these freelancers, and I hope they go into the indie field because a lot of these companies seem to either be dying or want to die. They just want to go out. They just want to go extinct. They want to act like there's a holocaust from the stars coming down on them. Just because they're bored, I'm guessing. If so, then yeah, they deserve what they get as well. Which sucks because they made some good characters over the generations they've been around. Spawn, Ghost Rider, The Punisher, Red Hood, Batman. And I don't even like Batman, but yeah, I can admit he has his moments where I like him. Superman, another character I do not like, but I will admit he has moments where I genuinely can root for him. Wonder Woman. Also, another one I don't care for. Artemis, Bizarro. Actually, my knowledge on them is kind of limited. I've read more of mangas than American comics, but I'm trying to catch up. And then they also have done work on comics for other series such as Star Wars, which have also been good. Open Seasons was done by Marvel, a company I despise, but I can admit they did some good shit back in the day, especially the early 2000s and before. Like, Open Seasons is my favorite Star Wars comic, and they made that. And it shows they could be competent at a time, but now they think they are too big to fail, and they are learning the hard way, not helped by Kung Flu, that they are learning because of these two factors and the fact they're alienating their customers. They're learning the hard way that yes, you can fail, you can lose your job, you are losing money, and I'm going to laugh at their misfortune because if the roles were reversed, they would happily do the same to any of us. So yeah, if you're a customer of these companies, sucks, but yeah, sometimes we don't get what we want or deserve. And it's sad because, again, they've made some... Oh, Deadpool. That's another one I wanted to say that they've... Deathstroke. Again, Deadshot. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here. But, again, these are companies who have made good characters over the years, and they can make more. Oh, they also did an adaptation of or Dynamite made an adaptation of The Shadow, which was good. Dark Horse made... I believe an adaptation of Solomon Kane. But yeah, all of them have done good work in the past, and they're like the FBI. At one point, they served their purpose, and at times they did it well. But now they no longer do. It's time for new stars to rise up and replace the old guard, because the old guard is so out of step. Well, yeah, they're tripping over themselves, and it's sad. It's kind of like when Elvis's friends were seeing how he was getting along with life, and it made them want to cry. It was sad seeing the way his life was going. He was gaining weight. He was not doing that well health-wise. And then one day, they found him on the john with his pants around his legs and his hairy king of rock and roll exposed to the world, and the last piece of kingly evidence he left behind floating in the toilet. Sorry, I don't mean to steal your joke, Dennis Leary, but this analogy kind of fits the point. That is the comic book industry in a nutshell. That's where I believe it's heading. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I am wrong, but I think that is where it is going. And that is my last thought on it, because now I'm just ranting and getting annoyed. I'm kind of sad. So yeah, that's my thought. Let me know yours in the comments. And I know I probably went off topic here and went on a bit of a tangent, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm a dipshit? To be quite honest, I'm hoping I'm a dipshit on this one, because I would love to be wrong about this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and remember, the game was rigged from the start.